Hello, my name is Joanne Foster, and I am here to help you with your new TBL lesson demo for Zebra English. Now, the name of the new lesson is A New Doll. Now, as I'm recording this, I will also be looking down at my notes, looking at all the different slides because I can't have the two up at the same time. So I hope this will help you. Remember, if you need any help, reach out to me, joannefoster@gmail.com. You may email me or reach me through Facebook Messenger, Joanne Sale Foster. And you can also go online and apply at joanne.zeapply.com. Now remember, you must see my picture in order to be connected with me. Now, is it necessary to be connected to a mentor teacher? No. You do not have to have a referring teacher, but a referring teacher is a nice asset to help you go through the process. Now, I had a candidate this morning. She did not have a mentor teacher or a referring teacher to walk her through the process. She did an amazing job, and it was a fun lesson. So you can do it just by following the objectives and the PDF that Zebra English has sent you. But if you would like someone to critique your sports mini demo video or to watch you teach some of your slides and give you some feedback, then I would be glad to help you. Again, let's start with this new lesson. Now, this is a little bit different. If you've seen the My Feelings lesson, it's not the same. This is a new lesson that Zebra English has incorporated in their teaching platform. Now, we have it in stages 2 and 4. I had to think there for a minute. And the TBL lessons are coming for the other stages. We have stages 3 and we go all the way up to stage 5. So this is a great way for you to get introduced to this new lesson. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in to this TBL lesson, and it stands for Task-Based Learning, if you're wondering what TBL means. To me, it's a fun way to teach the lesson. But let's go ahead and get started. This lesson is called A New Doll. Now, you will need some type of doll that you can use because some of these body parts are below screen. A little bit harder for you as a teacher to show your student without pulling your camera down or trying to get up high enough to show the word hip or tummy. So you can use any type of doll. It doesn't have to be a baby doll. If you have a baby doll from your children, feel free to use it. If you have something like this and you can show hair and hip and tummy, you can use that for your doll. Or if you're like me and you have stuffed animals all around and you have one that looks like a person like Zach the zebra here, then you can use him too, because guess what? He has hair and he has a hip and tummy. You can use anything like that, or even one of these little like Barbie type dolls that have movable parts. Or if you have a Barbie doll, this is from a dollhouse collection that my children have. Again, you can show the hip and you can show the tummy and the hair. So again, any type of doll like this you can use with your student. Okay, so I'm going to give you a slide-by-slide walkthrough. The directions that Zebra English sends you in the PDF, they're amazing. They tell you everything that Zebra English is looking for. Now, one thing you need to know before we get started is that Zebra English is very big on transitions. Now, they've written this in every slide. So you need to say, after that first slide, "Are you ready? Let's go." Or you can simply say, "Let's go." You can say, "Next." "Moving along." "Here we go." Any type of transition. Just make sure you use a transition that shows you are moving from one slide to the next slide. Okay, so that's what transition means when you see that on the PDF. Now, you are also going to need to be able to help your student if they get stuck and maybe they don't know a word and they're just sitting there thinking, I'm not really sure what that word is. I don't even know where to start. Then give them an option. Is this hair or tummy? Let them see that they have an option. Go ahead and give them the word. Or you might use TPR and point to it with hair. Okay, so scaffolding is what we call it at Zebra English, and that means if a student gets stuck or they're having a little bit of trouble figuring out a word, then you can use a prop to help them know what it is. Or you can use TPR if you want to do like this for face. You can also use the A or B question, is it hair or hot dog, if you want to make it very different so that they know the correct word. Or if they're a student that's more advanced, you can put the options closer together. Is it hair or tummy? And let them get hair. Okay, you can also say, give them a hint. See if they can get it that way by hair. Okay, so those are some differing methods that you can use to scaffold. Another one is modeling. Don't let me forget that one. And that's where you say hair, hair, and get them to say it behind you. And then, what's this? Yes, and then they do it by themselves. So you're teaching it to them, you get them to say it with you, and then you get them to say it all by themselves while you are listening. Okay, so that's what we do in Zebra English to help the student. We don't just want to say and have them repeat it after us. We really want to see if they can get that student or give that student output. Something else that's big with Zebra English, and if you've heard about Zebra English from other teachers, then you know this, or watched any of my videos, and it's TPR. Okay, Zebra English wants us to use as much TPR as we can, but also with the aid of props. So when we're talking about a doll's hair, we can use the doll and point to hair, or we can use our own hair. This is considered TPR since we're using our hair as a prop. Our face, we can do something like this. On this one, since hip and tummy are lower, you can say hip, tummy, and point to the doll's hip or tummy. And that's going to count as TPR for this. Now, if you're wanting to say, let's go, you can do some TPR like this. You want to do the celebratory TPR. You want to do the instructional TPR, like listen. If you're getting them to say something, you can point to your mouth. You can do finger counting. That will help also with your students knowing how many words are in a sentence, or maybe if they leave out the in a sentence. Okay, so utilize that TPR throughout this lesson. So let's go ahead and start slide by slide. Wanted to give you a few of those tips first. As we go, I'll give you some more tips. Okay, so on the intro slide, this is where you are going to come on in with a big smile and engage the student. Remember, we have younger students, so you're going to want to have that smile, be engaged with the student the whole time, having fun with the student. Now, you're going to want to ask them a couple questions, 2 or 3 questions to get to know them during this part. Do not forget this question. What is your name? You need to figure out the student's name. Even though our name is already on there, you want to ask, what is your name? And you then tell them, and you can introduce yourself first. My name is Teacher Joanne. What's your name? And then they can tell you their name. Then you can ask them how old they are. You can ask them how are they, and put their answers into sentences. So if they say 5, say I'm 5, or I'm 5. Either one of those ways are great. So use their words if they answer in one word, and use those to make sentences. Get those sentences out of them. Now, next, after you do a few warm-up questions, then you want to ask them, what's this? And see if they know what the doll is. That's one way you can do it. Or you can just state, a new dog. Or, do you know what this is? And see if they know what it is. Talk about it. Or you could hold up your doll. What do I have? Okay, and then if they say a doll, or, hold up your, is this real or a doll? Different ways you can bring in the doll to the lesson. Okay, so you want to do that, warm up with the student, and then go on into the topic, which is a new doll. Now remember the transition, then let's go, or are you ready? let's go, and go on into the next one, the next slide. Now, slide number 2, and there are 15 slides, but you can do all 15 in 20 minutes if you pay attention to the time that's recommended that Zebra English gives you. They break it down, how many seconds or minutes for each slide. Okay, so we go on to this one. This one, you don't have to do anything but just have fun with the student. It's just a warm-up song. So you can be like, are you ready to sing? And you get your microphone. I've seen teachers have their microphones out and they'll do that, or you can just act like you're holding a microphone. Either way, and push that play button and then just sing and dance when you're when the song is going along. And I've seen teachers hold up Y, you know, like the letter Y flashcard, or if you have a magnetic Y you can hold up, you can do something like that and just have fun as you're going along this song, and do the yo-yo if you want to. And that's all you have to do. And you can say, what's the letter? You know, or you don't even have to do that. It's just a fun warm-up song with the student. Okay, so after you sing and dance and have fun and cheer for the student, then you can say, all right, let's go. Remember, those transitions go into the next slide. Okay, now here in this slide, you are going to have next buttons and prompts on your screen. You're going to want to follow those all the way through. You have to practice for these lessons or you will not get through this demo and pass. Okay, you really have to practice, practice, practice. All right, you practice this clicking the different, next, whenever it says next, you teach the sentence, have the student read it if they can. I always see if my student can read the sentence or the words first. If they cannot, then I will help them. If you need to break the sentence down, you can. Then, or if you need to say the whole sentence and get the student to repeat after you the sentence, you can do that too. Ask questions. You know, what do you see? Or what does he have? Or what does she have? You know, if she has a doll. Whatever it is. Again, I'm not looking at the exact sentences right now, but whatever those sentences are, that's what you want to get the student to output and that you want to ask those extension questions with. Now, there are extension tips. You can hover over those and those extension tips will come down. Now, remember this, you do not have to do every extension tip or every extension question that they suggest. You know, hit one of those, ask the student, but pay attention to your timing. I have had teachers that are excellent teaching a lesson and then they bomb on that timing, and that is not a good thing with Zebra English. They want you to keep it within a couple minutes either side of that timing, and remember the timing is 20 minutes. So remember that. Now when the student, that hand shows, have the student click the hand, okay, and just move seamlessly through this. And I've seen teachers do it, again, that have had not working with anyone, just reading this, going through the lesson, and it's pretty amazing to see how seamlessly that they go through these lessons. All right, so just remember that. Have the student click, work through those next buttons and the instructions that they give you, and if you have time, give that extension question. Okay, now you're going to do that transition. All right, let's go, or moving on. All right, now you are going to want to have this activity selection section. This is only supposed to be 10 seconds long. Okay, so this is, okay, we're going to have 3 activities today. Are you ready? Let's play, or let's talk. Let's play, let's talk, let's go. And so what you're going to do, it's only 10 seconds. Remember that. Okay, it's not 1 minute, it's not 30 seconds, it's 10 seconds. Introduce the 3 activities. Oh, and also, and at the end, you will get a big prize. And, or you can hold up your trophy if you have one of those, you know, you will get a big prize. What's in my? And you will get a big prize. And, you know, hold that trophy up. But remember, just 10 seconds. Okay? So, after that, then let's go. And go into that next one. Now, on this one right here, this is where they're going to hunt and find. That circle is going to go all around until it lands, and then there's going to be a place for them to click again. You want to have them click. You can use a pointer finger, or you can use your finger. Again, this is instructional TPR, showing them how to click, or you can use that prop. So get them to click, and then say, "What's this?" And if you have your doll, say, "What's this?" So you're asking them first and see if they can say it. Always try to see if they can say it first. They can? Yes. And then you can say, "It's hair," if you want to, or you can just let them, this is a word review, so you can just let them say the word too. Or you can point to your hair. You don't have to use your doll. Again, you can use this. And you want to do something like, show me your hair, and get them to show you their hair. Show me your face. Show me is always a good way to get the students to show you the TPR and do the TPR with you. And Zebra English really likes for our students to do the TPR with us because it helps it stick it and cement it in their minds. Okay, so after that one, and you followed all of the hunt and finding the different words that are here, and you have this on 2 different slides where you're going to do this. See, on the next one too, it's the same thing. All right, remember, extension, you can ask them, do you have a doll? And anytime you ask a question, you can do something like this. This is TPR for that. Remember, your TPR needs to be consistent. Okay, so if you do this for face, you need to keep this for face. Okay, and not do this for face and then this for hair, like bringing it over. That is going to be confusing to the students. So you want your TPR to be individualized during a lesson. All right, so remember that. And remember to use that instructional TPR, push play, or click the hand, any of that, okay, when you're going through the lesson. All right, so now you can ask them an extension question like, do you have a doll? And if they say yes, then they show you this. Good job. Yes, I do. And get them to say that and then move on. Don't hang out on extension questions. If you hang out on extension questions, you are going to bomb your timing. Okay, and then that, even though you did great extension questions, you did a great lesson, you're going to possibly not pass if you get too far off on that pacing. Okay, you really want to do good on your pacing. All right, now remember, mentors are going to make errors because they need to see how you handle error correction. Now, error correction with Zebra English, they want you to say, almost, close, let's practice. They want you to give some word with a smile, oh, almost, so that the student knows that they're doing good, but they've made a mistake and they need to correct it. So, do that encouraging, correcting word. We don't want to say no, we don't want to say wrong, but almost, close, let's try, or let's practice. All of those are encouraging. Okay, now you want to use big face mode if they are working on pronunciation. You can use that, or if they're not getting the right number of words in a sentence, you can use the big face and focus on the 4 different words. Okay, so that will help there. Maybe they left off and you can say it's a doll, like that, and use the finger counting for that. Okay, so that's how you can help do the error correction. You want to correct it with a positive tone, with a word like almost, let's practice, and then also use the big face mode if you're working on pronunciation. So look for those errors and correct it. And remember, mentors that are interviewing you are hoping that you will nail all of these. So they are going to be supportive as they're going through the lesson with you. So don't be afraid. I know everyone gets nervous, but just remember that they're rooting for you and they're hoping that you nail all of these objectives as you're going through the lesson. All right, so give your transition, moving on to the next one. Let's go, next, whatever that is. Okay, now you're back to this transitional slide. Again, how many seconds? 10 seconds. And on this one, you're going to, again, just say, yay, because this time you get a prize. The first one, it was just introducing the 3 activities and that you would get a big prize, but there are little prizes along the way, and you see that with the lucky boxes, and they give them 5, 10, or 15 zebra coins through these lucky boxes. So you want to celebrate with the student, pull down a sticker. Zebra English says sticker there, so just pull down a Zach sticker that's excited and say, you get a sticker and lucky coins or zebra coins. Not lucky coins, zebra coins. We've had teachers call them so many things, but anyway, they are zebra coins. So give them zebra coins, and then whatever the next activity is, okay, let's play, and then move on, or let's talk and move on. Okay, so moving on ourselves. So remember, that is 10 seconds. Now we transition to this where we're working on sentences. Now it says to teach these sentences, so you can ask questions and then get them to say the sentence, repeat after you the sentence. You can also say part of the sentence and then get them to repeat that part, and then say the rest of the sentence and get them to repeat the rest of that sentence. See what the student can do. Again, I always gauge that first to get that student output if I can. Ask questions to get that student output, but again, you want to focus on pacing here. All right, the main objective is to teach each sentence and follow the extension tips, and remember again, don't let extension slow you down and mess up your pacing. So time this when you're doing it, and the only way you're going to know if you're going to finish around 20 minutes is for you to put a timer. I'll put my smartphone up there and I'll put on the stopwatch setting, and I have it going the whole time. And then I know, okay, I need to either speed it up or I'm good with my pacing, but put that. And if you're going like 25 minutes, then you need to go back and do it again. And as you're working through this, you need to figure in errors. I mean, mentors are going to do 2, 3, 4 errors during the lesson. So you need to pretend like they said a wrong word and you say, almost, let's practice hair, and get hair, you know, or that's not 2 syllables, but if it's like tummy, you know, and you can clap it out. So prepare for those errors in your practice time, and also prepare for them not getting every word, because they have to judge you on scaffolding. So you know, pretend like they are stalling and going, you know, or they're just sitting there staring at you like students do sometimes, and you don't know, or they don't know the word. So then have them work that scaffolding into your lesson. Okay, so it could be hair or hip, and get them to say, what is it? And then they say hip. Okay, so work in the scaffolding, work in the error correction as you're going through your lesson. Also work in your extension questions. If it has 2 or 3 extension questions here, at least hit 1 of those extension questions. And you can also ask extension questions throughout the lesson, but practice those extension questions so that you have them. They don't have to be on every slide. Zebra English has given you the slides, even extension tips of what to say. All right, but just practice those and make sure, and practice giving zebra coins. You want, even though you can't give them in the lesson, you want that muscle memory with your hand going and moving the mouse, clicking those zebra coins. Okay, so moving on, let's go on to the next slide. Now this next slide is going to be the longest slide time-wise. So watch your time on this. Again, if you ask all of the extension questions or ask more extension because it's a great slide to extend on, then again, you can go over on this one. So remember to transition into it, follow the instructions along the slide. Whatever the student can touch, have the student touch, and hit that next button whenever it tells you to. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Again, this is the activity slide, 10 seconds, praise the student, give the sticker, and let's play. And then now you're on your free talk slide. Now this is where you're going to want to try to get the student to output some of those sentences that you've been working on and the words that you've been working on in the lesson. So always a great question to go into this one is that, what do you see? See what the student notices in the slide, and then go from there. If it's a doll, if it's the girl, then play off that. If they say a girl, yes, say it's a girl. What does the girl have? Yes, a doll. Say, look at the doll. And you can say, look at the doll. Do you have a doll? Let me see, and say, I have a doll. Always have them make sentences. Does your doll have hair? Or you could, do the doll on the screen. What color hair does the doll have? And then if she says brown, yes, it's brown hair. Or you could hold up something that's brown, yes, it's brown hair, and point to the hair using TPR. Okay, so ask those questions, get some sentences. Again, watch your time. This is only supposed to be 2 minutes long. So again, what I'll do when I'm practicing individual slides is I'll put, again, that stopwatch on for 2 minutes and make sure that I can get my dialogue, my conversation in 2 minutes. Waiting for that response time too, because you've got to wait for that. And then, okay, I'm going to pretend that they answer in one word. I'm going to make a sentence out of it. And then you can gauge how many sentences you can ask within those 2 minutes and get the correct number of answers in the amount of time that they've allotted. All right, and then you go on to presentation. Now with presentation, there's 3 parts to this because it's the modeling process. Now this is a speech practice, so you don't have to do sentence 1, sentence 2. You don't have to pay attention to the pictures and talk about them or ask extension questions. You want to practice this speech. Again, you don't want to lose your timing on this. So you go, okay, presentation time. First, I do. Second, we do. Third, you do. All right, I will go first, and put yourself in there, and you go, look at his hair. Look at his hands. Look at his face. I think, yeah, that's the sentence. And you just do it like that, just like a speech flows, sentence to sentence, okay? And then you can do TPR. Look at his face. Look at his hair. Look at his hands. You can do it just like that. Use some TPR. All right, let's do it together. And then I will say it, you will say it. Look at his hands. Look at his hair. Look at his face. Yay! And if they have any trouble, then you can help them again. Scaffold, if they say hand instead of hands, you can say, hand or hands? Yes, Okay, now it's your turn. Are you ready? And then you listen and just underline as they are saying each sentence in that speech. And that's all for the presentation. Okay, you don't have to ask extension questions. You don't have to, you can circle the pictures as you're saying the speech, but you don't have to stop and talk about each picture or anything like that. Okay, that'll kill your pacing there. All right, now, again, all right, let's go. And then you're transitioning into Zach is, you're going to hit that next button. You're going to say, because, you're going to praise them, and then you're going to be like, oh, wait, where is Zach going? Let's go see. And that transitions you in the next slide. Remember, 10 seconds. So practice that. And then, all right, let's review. That's a good way. Let's covers a lot of incidental language. Okay, so we don't want our sentences to really be more than 5 words. So if you say, let's review, that's for play, so don't do that, but let's review, however you want to do it. But anyway, and if you copy my words, it's okay. If you come up with your own words, it's okay. The main objectives that you want to work on through your lesson is following their timeline and then meeting the objectives that they have written out on these slides. Okay, so then you review. Now this one, again, will take 3 minutes. So this one you can say, what's this? And circle it or point to it as you're going over the words and reviewing each one of the words and then reviewing the sentences. Again, I'll say, can you read? And see if they can read each sentence. Or I will ask them a question, changing the sentence around to form a question. If it says, look at his hair, what does he look at? Or can he look at his hair? Or it's a little bit harder to do it with those. But anyway, I do try to ask a question if I can that's a reverse of the sentence. But with this one, you might just want to say, can you read? And then you can be, and do the TPR with it too. Okay, or you can do it with the doll again, look at his hair. Now, after that, they've reviewed, then you can be, okay, let's go. Now on this slide, this is the last slide that you can add zebra coins. So you want to make sure that you have a minimum of 80 zebra coins that you've given during the lesson. Now, usually we have you demo the zebra coins. So if you have demoed 3 zebra coins, then you need to get 83. If you hit that button twice before the lesson began and it put the zebra coins up to 6, then you're going to want to give 86 zebra coins. But you have to give a total of 80 in addition to whatever you clicked before the class began. All right, so check that at this slide. And it's easy to get to that 86 or whatever, 83, 86 zebra coins that you need, especially with the lucky boxes. And as long as you're, clicking, you got zebra coins whenever they do a good word or a good sentence. So give those coins, and then you're going to say, you got the big prize. And all of this is only supposed to take like 30 seconds. But usually it's longer for me. But anyway, if you can get it in 30 seconds, that's great. But you can say, you get the big prize, you got a trophy, if you have a trophy, or you can just celebrate with them. And then if you have those zebra coins, then say, let's go to the winner's circle and move on into the winner's circle. Or you can say, let's go and get into that winner's circle and give them that big sticker of Zach with the trophy. If you don't have a trophy to give them, you can say, you are a winner. Great job, Kathy. Okay, Kathy, I will see you next time. Goodbye. That's all you have to do. And you end your lesson. So just recognize that they get that big prize because they've done a great job. Then get into the winner's circle and give them a Zach sticker or give them a trophy, whatever you want to do. Have props to celebrate their rewards. You can have the hand clapper, or you can cheer with your pom-pom or your horn that you blow, whatever you have. You can use that throughout the lesson when they do a good job, and certainly you want to use it in the winner's circle and tell them goodbye. You don't have to review anything there, anything like that. Okay, so I hope this helped you. I know this has been a little bit longer, but I hope this has helped you with the new TBL lesson. And remember that if you need any help, just reach out to me. And my name is Joanne Foster, and I am joanne.zeapply.com if you need any help. All right, see you at the interview. Goodbye.